From the Detroit Free Press, it's Friday, April 23rd. Here are today's top stories, presented by Bush's Fresh Food Market. Bush's has over 4,000 Michigan products, including the freshest fruit and vegetables, meat, seafood, and baked goods. Stop by one of Bush's 16 locations for the personal service you expect from your neighborhood grocer.
I'm Paul Egan reporting for the Detroit Free Press. George Romney was the last candidate to defeat a sitting Michigan governor who wanted a second term. That was back in 1962 when Romney defeated Democratic Governor John Swainson. Could Romney's granddaughter be aiming for a repeat 60 years later? Politico reported Thursday that Ronna McDaniel, who dropped Romney from her name after former President Donald Trump urged her to do so, is considering challenging Governor Gretchen Whitmer in 2022. McDaniel, who is chairwoman of the Republican National Committee, discussed the idea Wednesday at a closed-door RNC meeting in Texas, Politico reported. Some party insiders are skeptical that McDaniel would step down from her national job to seek the top job in Michigan. One thing is clear, though. Michigan Republicans still don't have a top-tier declared candidate to challenge Whitmer.
I'm Susan Tompor, and I'm a columnist at the Detroit Free Press. Stimulus cash is falling from the clouds. Well, not really. But some are shocked to see an extra stimulus payout pop up out of the blue after they've received a third stimulus payment already. Why is this happening? The Internal Revenue Service is reviewing 2020 tax returns. And if you're owed some money on that third stimulus payment, say if you had a baby in 2020, the IRS is sending supplemental cash. Nearly 700,000 supplemental payments went out this week alone to people who received that third stimulus payment based on their 2019 tax returns. Now, this group may be receiving extra money, either a new or larger payment, after the IRS processed their 2020 income tax returns. Stimulus payments are based on income as well as qualifying dependents. The so-called plus-up payments in the most recent batch had a value of nearly $1.2 billion. The third set of economic impact payments offer up to $1,400 each for those who qualify. It's like stimulus money from above.
I'm Sloan Terranella with the Detroit Free Press. People who are traveling can now be tested for COVID-19 at specific airports and welcome centers across Michigan. Starting Friday, testing trailers for COVID-19 will be located at the Dundee Welcome Center in Petersburg and the Monroe Welcome Center located along I-75. A testing station is also located inside Cherry Capital Airport in Traverse City, and it's been open since April 7th. The Michigan Department of Health and Human Services partnered with the Michigan Department of Transportation and select airports to create these testing centers, a news release said. Insurance is not required to be tested, and results are obtained through text, email, or uploaded to the traveler's patient portal. Walk-ups are taken, but the state encourages people to register for an appointment online. The tests are free, and results are available in 15 minutes. A news release said additional sites will be announced as they are confirmed.
This is Julie Hines of the Detroit Free Press. Did you know that Sunday night's Oscar ceremony has several ties to Michigan? Stephen Yeun, who's competing for Best Actor for his performance in Minari, grew up in the Detroit suburbs of Taylor and Troy. Nominated animated film Onward was directed by Dan Scanlon, who hails from the Detroit suburb of Clawson. Best Picture contender, The Trial of the Chicago 7, features British actor Eddie Redmayne as political activist Tom Hayden. In real life, Hayden grew up in Royal Oak and was an alum of the University of Michigan in Ann Arbor. And Kemp Powers, who's competing for Best Adapted Screenplay for One Night in Miami, spent a year at the University of Michigan in 2002 on a screenwriting fellowship. His professor there told him, "You show real promise in doing this," Powers told the Spark and Fire broadcast.
I'm Andrew Hammond for the Free Press Sports Department. Saturday is the finale of spring football for the Michigan State Spartans. After 12 practices, the green and white will play in front of fans for the first time since fall of 2019 and for the first time since Mel Tucker took over as head coach. There are some differences this spring as compared to the others in the past. For one, there's going to be up to 6,000 fans in Spartan Stadium, with, of course, the traditional cheerleaders, bands, and things that we missed in 2020. However, there's not going to be the classic spring game style where one team faces another. Expect high energy, high intensity workouts at first, and then scrimmaging will come after.
For more stories from the Detroit Free Press, be sure to check out freep.com. That's FREEP.com. If you're a fan and want to support our quality local journalism, subscribe. Go to freep.com/special offer.